All right, James, it's all yours.
All right, thanks, Brian. I'd like to go ahead and call to order the March 10, 2021 Golf Advisory Board meeting. We are meeting electronically pursuant to Executive Order 71 issued by Governor Bill Lee. This board is not meeting in a physical location in order to protect public health, safety, and welfare. This meeting is being recorded and will be available to the public via the city's YouTube page, accessible at johnsoncitytn.org/meetings, no later than 2 business days from the date of today's meeting. All right, go ahead, we called to order. Next order of business, swearing in of new members. I believe Bill is going to do that.
Yeah, I'll handle that, James.
Okay, thanks.
I think we've got all the guys here that we need to swear in, don't we? Yeah, pretty.
Matt, Bo, and Eddie.
That's correct. And Gabriel. Is Gabriel here?
Gabriel. Hey, Gabriel. Yeah, he's outside. He's only part one of us.
Okay, all right.
I'm here.
Okay, all I need you guys to do, I'm gonna give you your oath of office. I just need you to raise your right hand and repeat after me. So you guys ready for that? I state your name.
I, Gabriel Logan.
I, Eddie Garrett.
Solemnly swear that I have all the qualifications
Solemnly swear that I have all the qualifications
named in the charter of the city of Johnson City, Tennessee.
named in the charter
of the city of Johnson City,
Tennessee.
For performing my duties as a member of the Golf Advisory Board.
For performing my duties as a member of the Golf Advisory Board.
For the city of Johnson City.
For the city of Johnson City.
Which duties I am about to assume.
Which duties I'm about to assume.
And that I will support the Constitution of the United States and of this state.
And that I will support
the Constitution of the United States and this state.
And the charter and ordinances of the city.
And the charters and ordinances of this city.
And that I will faithfully discharge the duties of my office.
And that I will faithfully discharge the duties of my office.
To the best of my ability, so help me God.
To the best of my abilities, so help me God.
All right. Thank you, guys. Welcome to the committee.
Thank you.
We will have the oath of offices printed out, and those will be in the pro shop. So if you could, maybe in the next week or two, just stop by and officially sign those, and we'll give you your copy as well. So thank you very much.
All right, thanks, Bill, and welcome to our new members. It's pretty rewarding experience, and be able to have a say in the influence of golf in our city. It's a good thing. Next order of business, approval of minutes. Has everybody had a chance to look over the minutes? Any questions or comments? We do need a motion to accept minutes.
I'll make a motion to accept those.
All right, that was, if you when you make a motion, if you state your name so people know what's going on.
Still getting used to this. Dave Ongie.
All right, thanks, Dave. Do we have a second?
I second
Matt,
that.
Who was that?
Eddie Garrett.
Matt? Okay, thanks, Eddie. We have a motion and a second. Any additions or corrections? Hearing none, go ahead and call for a vote. Everybody, how's the best way to do this? We need to do audio or visual on vote?
Probably do both, just so we make sure we have it.
All right. We'll just go around the horn here on that. Bo, how do you vote?
I believe you still got yourself muted.
I approve.
Thank you, Matt.
I approve.
Eddie,
Approve.
Gabriel.
I approve.
Thank you, Dave.
I approve.
And I approve. Let's see, Vanoy.
Benoit probably can't get reception out there on that boat.
Yeah, he says yes. I saw a thumbs up.
Okay.
And Joel. I'm not getting a connection from him. So minutes are passed. Approved. Fourth order of business, old business. An update on our partnership with the Tennessee Golf Association and the new facility that'll be at Pine Oaks.
Yeah, so in our last meeting, we had Cody Weems and Whit Turnbow from the Tennessee Golf Foundation to come and talk to us. You can see there on your screen just kind of a overlay of what we talked about in that meeting for our new members. We're in the process of partnering with them in the city, bringing a building to Pine Oaks, which will provide a best-in-class learning facility out there. It's going to be family-oriented learning environment. So it's going to be kind of a hub place for the Tri-Cities, where programming will take place, instruction will take place, and this will be able to provide this indoors and outdoors. So they'll have hitting bays, putting green inside, and then also be able to use part of the practice range that is not getting used right now over there, kind of towards 8 tee box as their area. So it'll be separate from our practice facility, so it won't interrupt our normal day of business, and it will create Pine Oaks as that central hub in the Tri-Cities as where people will come to for programming and instruction. So right now where we're at in this is it's being agreed upon between the Tennessee Golf Foundation and the city. And right now we are waiting on the Tennessee Golf Foundation to get renderings and funding for their structure because they'll be responsible for the funding of it. So they're in the process of going out and securing those funds. So it's kind of at a halt right now until they see exactly what they have the money to construct out there. Has anybody got any questions on any of that? I know some of you were in the meeting when they spoke. Some of you, this is new too. So I'll be happy to answer any questions anybody's got.
Brian, oh, go ahead.
Time frame wise, what are they still thinking or working towards?
I think best case scenario, we're going to see something towards the end of the year. Once they get their funding and get the building that they can basically afford to construct out there, then it'll be getting on the same game plan with getting the city out there to put in sewer and electric over to the building and all that. So there'll be a lot of moving parts once that's it going. So it'll all depending on everybody's scheduling on when we can get everything out there. So I'd say in a best case scenario, sometime towards the end of 21, but more than likely you're probably looking at something in the spring or summer of next year.
Okay.
Eddie, did you have a question? Yeah, I was just going to ask, just because I wasn't a part of that, new to the committee. The learning facility, is it, so it's going to be in between 8T and 9? Is that where you said it was going to be, in that area?
Yeah, so we have our hitting mats out there now for our practice range.
Yep.
So kind of where the big practice green sets at over there in between
Right.
our mats and 8 tee box. We'll kind of take that green out. There'll be a building over there. And then
Okay.
we may look at some other ways to try to maximize the room that we have over there to fit all this in.
Okay. And then so it'll be, and I assume, but the learning facility itself will it be one where you can open up like with garage doors and head out of? Will it have like a simulator? I'm just trying to get an idea of what all it will encompass in there.
Yeah, so right now, they've got a big idea of what it would include. Obviously, it all depends on funding, but yeah, you'll have more than likely we'll have some garage doors that slide up and down to be able to hit from inside to outside, but also being able to hit inside if it's extremely cold. Ideally, they'd like to have a putting green inside as well, so you can putt and chip inside. And if funding goes as expected, hopefully there'll be classrooms in there too for the first tee. An office space, because they are going to have a full-time employee over there from the TGA. And then, whatever they can fit in there, if it's fitness or other hitting bays or whatever. So.
Okay. And then my last question is, obviously it's part of the Tennessee Golf Foundation, correct? So is it going to be their facility then?
Yeah, it's their facility on
partnering with us. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. It's fantastic idea. I love it.
Yeah, I think it's going to be great. We get it up there, and it's just going to put Pine Oaks right at the hub of Tri-Cities golf.
Yeah, absolutely.
The after their presentation, everybody I talked to after that, like friends and acquaintances, they all said the same thing. It sounds like Top Golf. I was like, it's going to be really similar. So it's a great thing, and we're looking forward to that. Do you have anything else, Brian?
No, not unless anybody's got another question for me on that.
Okay. All right. Good deal. Thank you. Did anybody have any other old business? I didn't see anything on the agenda, but if not, we'll move on to new business. Maintenance report from Bill.
Yeah, I'll just try to give you guys sort of a quick rundown on everything we've accomplished since our last meeting in October. I just have quite a few pictures. If anybody wants to stop me and ask a question, please feel free. First picture you see there is just one of stump grinding. We have tried to grind every single stump on the course that is in play. So it's going to make things a lot easier for mowing. Plus, it's not near as unsightly for the golfers too. So we have accomplished that. Next screen, Brian, if you could. We're also continuing to make range improvements. This picture just shows dividers that we made to put on the range tee. We're also trying to update our signage. Brian worked with our community relations department and got us a really cool new logo, which he'll probably talk about maybe a little later, but we're also updating our signage on the golf course with the new logos. Something else that we do in the wintertime is we do soil tests, which kind of tell us what we need for our fertilizer applications for the following year, chemical applications, that type of thing. And then I send that off to a lab and have the soil tested and all of that. So that's just something that we work on through the winter. This is just a picture of a tree that we had down on number 6. Reason I put that in there is because the not the facilities crew, but the the tree crew for the city, comes in and helps us on some bigger projects like that. So we really appreciate those guys. Not sure if you guys were aware, but we had a long-term employee retire at the first of the year. His name was David Hill, and he was our mechanic. I guess he was a 20+ year employee. Hated to lose him because he just did a wonderful, wonderful job for us. But we went through the interview process, hired a new guy by the name of Mark Clem. He's been on the job for about 6 weeks or so and is just doing a really fantastic job. So if you guys see Mark out on the course, welcome him on board. He's really a good fella. This is kind of a little hard to tell with this picture, but what this is showing is we lost a large tree to the left of number 16 green that kind of really guarded number 17 tee from pulled or hook shots. And that's a project that we're going to be working on actually starting tomorrow. Public Works is going to come in, bring us a lot of topsoil, and about where you can see that T sign there, we're going to start building some mounds in that area and try to use that to create a barrier just so that it will be a little more safe from shots from 16. And I think that's all I had, unless you guys had any questions.
All right. Thanks, Bill. We appreciate all your hard work there.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All right. Moving on, administrative report from Brian.
So as we've talked about in our meetings back in the winter, golf has been pretty successful through the pandemic. It's one of those industries that the pandemic kind of put a little shot in the arm and gave it a boost. So I just thought I'd run through some numbers here, some of our bigger revenue numbers and rounds and stuff, and just talk about those. So just looking at the rounds here, and I always like to compare where we're at in the fiscal year to where we were at the previous fiscal year. So through March of FY20, that's through the end of that March, was 18,000 rounds. And through yesterday in this fiscal year, we're at 19,600. So we're up almost 9%, and we still got, a good chunk of March to go. So that'll be even bigger by the end of March. Through the winter months, we didn't see hardly any slowdown, even with the snow. In between the snows we got in January and February, golfers were still coming out. So in November, you can see we had a big November, almost up 1,000 rounds. December, we managed to get up even with a lot of bad weather in that month. And then January was up over 100 rounds, and February was up over 300 rounds. And even in the first 9 days of March, we're up almost 100 rounds already. So our rounds are looking good. Like today, we've been booked from 7:50 till 4:30 this afternoon to when we cut off carts. And then tomorrow's tee sheet's already full. So it's not slowing down any. So we're preparing ourselves for a nice busy spring and hopefully all year. As many of you know, the practice facility, we opened up at the end of June. And I think it's surpassed all of our expectations on how busy it's been staying. We opened it up on June 24th with selling 2 sizes of buckets, small and large. We price them at $3.50 and $7 or $3.50 and $7. You can see the amount of buckets that we sold there, almost 1,500 small buckets and almost 3,000 large buckets. So just in the 8 months that we've been operating the practice facility, we've generated a little over $23,000 off of those. The merchandise sales continue to go up. This is one of my main focus points when I was brought on the job in June of 19. We've got a nice partnership with Callaway. Their hard goods rep, Doug Shirkey. He's extremely good to us and has helped us kind of get our golf shop up and running. And then we've also partnered with the soft side of the soft goods of Callaway. So this year we're bringing in their golf shoes and some golf shirts that will be Callaway as well. But taking a look at the numbers there, fiscal year 20 through March was at $19,000. This year through March 9, we're almost at $26,000. So we're up a little over 33%. Again, still with most of March to go. Our overall revenues, again, kind of same pattern. Through March of last year was at $354,000. This year through yesterday, we're at $427,000. So we're up almost 21% on overall revenues as well. All of that leading us into the spring that we're preparing for. These are events for March, April, and May. So this is just getting us started for the year. Our schedule is extremely packed. So I know we're going to be busy this year. You can just see some things there kind of get us going. Airification starting next week. First tee class starts next week. In April, we've got the Tri-Cities Otters, Tri-Cities Pro-Am, and a Junior League events out here. And then in May, we've got LXI Youth. The MPCC is having a fundraising golf tournament out here, and Appalachian Banner Academy, and then another Tri-Cities Pro-Am to wrap up May. As Bill talked about, trying to transition into our new logo here, kind of going back to, I know when Pine Oaks was first opened, they had that leaf that was kind of a pine and an oak leaf combined. I really liked it. And then our marketing department in the city was really good about kind of getting some modernized text to go with it. So I think the logos look good. I like nice, clean, simple logos, and we've got them on the golf carts now, which I think have made the golf carts kind of stand out. Got some golf towels now with them, and we're going to have starting April 1st the new scorecards with the logos on it as well. Has anybody got any questions about those numbers? Anything that I went over on the administrative report? Like I said, I know a lot of industries out there have struggled through this, but talked to all the golf pros across Tennessee, and they say this is as close as golf has felt to back in the 90s when it was really booming as it's ever been. And so hopefully we can keep this wave going and figure out how to retain all these new golfers that are coming out.
All right. Excellent. The numbers are just, I mean, that's just off the hook there.
Yeah, it's like I said, every day that we've had sunlight in these winter months, it's just been jam packed. So we're embracing it. It's fun. It's makes for some busy days though, but it's fun.
Yeah, it does. Be sure you're passing on to staff like air appreciation. I know increased business is to your frontline folks. A lot of times it's tough for them fitting everything in. I mean, everybody's there. People are calling. Just express our appreciation to them.
Absolutely.
Thank you. If nothing else, then we'll move along to board member input and concerns. Does anybody have questions or something they need to bring to the attention of the board?
I would just like to thank Brian, and I'm new to this committee, and I'm elated at what's happening at Pine Oaks. I'm really pleased to be a part of this.
Thanks, Bo. Anybody else?
Yeah, I'll echo Bo as well. I think just playing at Pine Oaks and everything and seeing the numbers, it's really a great thing to see. And so, it's an honor to be on the advisory. And so I hope we are able to keep this up.
Thanks, Gabriel.
And then this is Eddie. Hold on. Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Sorry about that.
No problem.
I just wanted to say too, I'm new to the board, but Pine Oaks is a pretty special place for me. I grew up playing Pine Oaks as a junior golfer, worked in the pro shop. Obviously, Bill made, I don't know if anybody heard, but I was one of the first people to meet Bill Fuller when he came on board with Jim Hughes many years ago. And so I left the area for about 25 years and moved back about 3 years ago. And it definitely, public golf, municipal golf has a very special place in my heart. I want to see it grow. I want to see everyone have access to the sport. It did a lot for me, and I'm proud that I could say that I've played golf for most of my life, and the relationships that I've built from that are they're amazing, and it speaks highly for the game, and just having public access. Without that, I wouldn't have been playing golf. So again, Brian, keep doing the good work. I love seeing the numbers up. I remember the numbers back in the day. I'm sure you've probably heard about it from Jim or Bill or the guys that have been around there for a while. But seeing the numbers of the game continue to grow, and us being on the front edge with the learning center that's coming in, and doing what we can do to continue to promote the game even locally is incredibly important. So, you've got my full support. If there's anything you need from me, don't ever hesitate to call or shoot me an email.
Appreciate it, Eddie.
Yeah, thank you,
Absolutely. And I'm just glad Jim Hughes is gone.
I'll pass that along to him.
Yeah. He can look it up on YouTube.
Exactly.
And I echo all those comments. While I hate not being able to show up on any whim and play I want to, it is exciting for golf, and it is exciting to have a lot of people new to golf, and renewed interest in golf, and renewed interest in Pine Oaks. It's just, we got a lot going on there, and it's a good thing. Exciting, a lot of excitement there. If nothing else, let's see. We need to pick a new meeting date, or do we need a meeting date? Is there anything we got coming up, or we need to do, Brian?
I was just looking at a few dates when I was putting together the agenda there. And those were just a few dates. If you guys want to write those down and shoot me an email on which date might work best for you. So we got July 28th, August 4th, or August 18th. That'll get us towards get us a little over middle way, half through the summer season.
All right. So we got July 28th, August 4, and August 18.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And just whenever y'all get a chance, just shoot me an email, and hopefully by then we'll be able to meet in person. We won't have to do this, but we'll see.
Okay. Yeah, meeting in person would be nice.
Absolutely.
All right. If nothing else, we'll go ahead and adjourn. Thanks to staff and putting this together and everything you're doing. I know the front lines are sometimes tough, but it's appreciated, and people I'm talking to enjoying their time at Pine Oaks, and that's what it's all about.
Absolutely.
All right, folks. Appreciate everybody being able to join. We'll look forward to seeing you later in the summer.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank y'all.
Appreciate it.
See you guys.